altar. We have to realize again how to identify the places that are sacred. So we don't just, step over the mountains and over the slug bug and step on the seeds or the sprouting of a medicine. We, walk gently and realize, what are we doing to our Mother Earth? What are we doing to ourselves? What are we eating? What are we, kind of co-creating that is not going to be functional for our seventh generation? So these are the things that we must consider. So the first week, we're gonna look at this, the realization to help us to be self-aware. And as we go through the 9 fires, if some of you who have gone through it, you'll remember that each of the fires are going to, bring out something in us that we're going to have to look at. Maybe we didn't want to realize that, but we didn't want to, connect to that, or, each of the fires are going to bring out another feeling, another part of our lives that we're going to have to let it go. In that letting go, we start seeing that, that we see that, okay, we're in the process now. In the process of birthing, we're going to have a birthing process. And so this realization is to realize that what we're going to do, how are we going to do it, why do we want to do it, and what is the relationship to myself personally of the things that we're going to experience and kind of navigate through this together. The second will be the searching, the exploration. That will be on February 23rd, 12th Canil. In that searching, we look at the Canil and see, okay, I need to plant a garden, but do I just pick up any seeds and plant? Or do I choose what I'm going to plant? What do I want to eat? What is my land capable of planting? So we search for what's going to work. So the questions come in like, what's it going to take for me to make the changes? What's it going to take for me to have a good relationship with Mother Earth? What's it going to take for me to cleanse myself, to purify my mind, make my body healthy? What's it going to take to free my spirit? And so in this searching, is where we find most of humanity is wondering what to do, where to go, who to be with, how to express ourselves. And it might take us into the spiritual pilgrimage, is to educate, to dedicate ourselves through the healing processes. We're searching for what is going to work, what is going to give us joy and peace and justification of ourselves. So in this way here, it's like, where do I go? What resonates with me? What and who has the Creator put in front of my path to consider asking for that guidance? So we search wide. We travel through many parts of the world. We search with the medicines. We search through the plants because we need help. We need to know. We need to understand. We need to see like, hey, something's not right. I don't feel good. I can see the impact that is not in harmony with nature. It's not in the best good for all life upon Mother Earth. So what's it going to do? Where do I go? So that's the searching and the exploration that we're going to kind of look at the second week. The third week, on March 2nd, on 6 Sikkim, a vision place. This is the crossroads. And some of you will say, wait a minute, he's talking about the Popbuch. He's going down the 13 tribulations that the Hun Bats and Hun Chuen and Hun Hunachpu and Hun Buku Hunachpu went through in the underworld and down in Shimbalba. Well, maybe that's part kind of where we are, But we find ourselves going in the third time, the crossroads, decision-making time. So how do we search for the truth? That will be a link to our truth. Where the ceremonial processes can show us through the elemental, through the plant teachers, through the inner searching into shaping and modeling a new being. Here is where we may be preparing to receive a visions of where we might go, what we must do, and take responsibility for our actions, for our thoughts, our emotions. So here's we want to be exposed to the alternatives in which to consider to how to proceed in our lives. We look back and we can see where we have been. Do you want to stay there? That's a choice we must make. Or do we want to get well? We want to cleanse ourselves. We want to purify ourselves. If we want to learn, and then we must make the next steps. And will take us through the 4th week, through the commitment. But back to the crossroads. Imagine ourselves being in the crossroads every moment. If I go to the left, I end up down the street. If I go to the right, maybe I'll go up the hill. But in life, sometimes these decisions will impact for the rest of our lives. Maybe we made a violation, a conscience violation against a human, against a plant, against nature, against spirit, and that will take us through all kinds of things in the future. Or do we stop ourselves and say, wait a minute, that's not good to do to another, And I will make the best thing. I will make myself maybe more humble and more respectful, more aware of what I need to do. So I'm going to make the decision. I'm going to make in this crossroads, my future now. And for so many people in the humanity, they're already at the place where they don't have that luxury. They're already in the place of emergency. They find themselves in a disaster. They find themselves with cancers or diseases or violations and traumas and great injuries, like probably most of us. But it didn't have to be like that. We can stop right now and make the decisions that our children won't have to do that, because we will be the teachers to the next generation, and the generations in the future will say, "Wow, some of those people really got it," and at the moment it was all going to be destroyed, or it's going to be all polluted or devastated. They made a conscious decision to shift the consciousness of our being, the humanity. And that's where we want to be. That's where our elders, our people have been. And they have made those decisions to stay close to the fire and stay close to the medicines, to grow our gardens, to grow our foods, and raise the lodges. There are like the places for purification and cleansing. So those decisions we have made. Now, when humanity, as we come together and we meet each other, says, okay, what are the decisions we're going to make together? This is where we create these alliances, and this is why we're coming around and trade the knowledge, trade the ceremonies, help each other in this way. Because when we finally make a decision, then the next thing is to make a commitment. The commitment brings us to the sacred vows, so that we don't just go, okay, I'm going to do that, and then leave it halfway, or just when it was going to make a difference, we stop watering the tree and then it dies. We will have no harvest in life. So this commitment, the sacred vows, we're going to do that in March 9th, 13 Ik, the day of the completion of the breath of the Spirit. And we want to really connect to deep inside of us, search our heart, contemplate and be coming from a clear mind, so that when we make a commitment, we don't lose our grace, and our integrity, that we have strong morals to fulfill that commitment. And here's where we face our integrity, that we are going to do what we said we're going to do. Very simple, but it's so hard for humanity to follow through. We are going to try to live, like they say, walk your talk. And so many times we make a commitment, vows of marriage, to finish school, etc. And then, sometimes it gets good, sometimes it doesn't. Here is where we will make a higher spiritual self-covenant